How we doing, guys? And it's finished. AC Milan 0, Arsenal 1, and the first game of pre-season is done and dusted. Some good points, some bad points, and yeah, listen, it was a very dominant performance, if I'm going to be honest. I think that AC Milan were very poor. They didn't really do much, and they didn't really threaten, and I was quite disappointed with them, to be honest with you. Liao had a couple of moments in the first half, but overall was very quiet. And I think they only had 3 shots on goal all game and only 1 on target. And, you know, Kepa in the second half in particular will not have an easier 45 minutes of football. But yeah, if it wasn't for a goalkeeper, we would have scored more than the one that we did. But how many times do we face goalkeepers that end up having the games of their lives? Yeah, it's not even start of the season and we're already facing it, but it was a really good performance from the Milan goalkeeper. And even in this penalty shootout that we went into, like, what kind of woke nonsense is this, that you win a game yet you still go into a penalty shootout? Absolute madness. But yeah, the penalties weren't great. Some of them, Odegaard missed one, Reece Nelson missed one, Kepa saved 3, but then I think Milan woke up to the fact that he always dives to his left-hand side, so started putting them to the right. But yeah, listen, at the end of the day, it's a win. It's minutes in the legs. And yeah, I think overall we can be quite confident and happy about it. But I will go with some of the negatives first that I want to speak about. And in particular, our left-hand side. I think we've got major problems on our left-hand side. And this is not something new. It's not something that we've only just discovered. We've needed somebody that can raise the levels on our left-hand side for over a year. Some people will say, would that be Madueke? I would say it's going to be your Eze or a Rodrigo, for example, because we can't continue this season with Martinelli and Trossard. One of them has to go, in my opinion. For 45 minutes, I watched Martinelli, and it was just deja vu. I'm looking and I'm thinking, do something. Please, just do something. And he doesn't. And it's just poor. And Trossard in the second 45, although he was better and had a couple of good moments, I'm still looking and thinking as well, I want to see more. And if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, I think that Reece Nelson, when he came on, done more than both of them on the left-hand side in the little period that he played. But yeah, something needs to be done about that left-hand side. And you look at our right-hand side, and in the first half in particular, Bukayo Saka causing all kinds of problems, outside, inside, you know, interchanging with Ben White, and it's just a constant threat. But on the left-hand side, it's just weak. It's just very, very poor. And like I said, the fact that Martinelli and Trossard played a combined 90 minutes of the game, yet Reece Nelson, who only played about 20 minutes, was better than both of them. That's not good, especially when Reece Nelson's not going to be staying here. And I'm not going to be sucked into this pre-season Reece Nelson. And, you know, we've seen it all before with him, where he has a good pre-season and everything, and then it doesn't ever take in that step forward. So I'm not buying into that. We need somebody that's going to raise the level. Somebody that's going to replicate what we can do on the right-hand side. I look at Max Dowman, for example, when he came on, 20 minutes. The lad's 15 years old. Yeah, I saw him do more than Martinelli did in that first 45. He wants the ball. He demands the ball. He wants to do something. He wants to get at defenders. He wants to create things. He wants to drive into space. He wants to shoot. And like I said, the lad's 15. But then you got Martinelli, and I'm just like, I'm not seeing anything. And I don't, want to be harsh on him because, he's a good lad. But at the end of the day, there comes a point at football clubs where you look and you say, have you left somebody behind? Have they been, left behind and you've moved forward and it's time to move them on? And I personally feel that Martinelli is that player that we probably left behind and we need to move on. And it was a similar situation with Emil Smith Rowe. For as well as he did when he burst on the scene and everything else, we left him behind. And there came a point where you had to look and go, yeah, your time's done. No hard feelings, wish you well. But sometimes everything moves forward and you stay where you were. And that's just what I feel has happened with Martinelli. And if I was going to keep one of the two, then I would probably keep Trossard. Go and get a load of money for Martinelli. At the end of the day, it's probably my only negative on the performance in general. Because, this is not just the first game of pre-season and there's an issue there. This has been going on for over a year. It's been a major problem for a while. So it's something that we need to address. And I really hope that Mikel and everybody that, do, the dealings of the transfers and everything there, see it, understand it, and go and get it done. We need a ceiling raising player. It's that simple. When you're looking at the performances all round, I thought Ben White, it's good to get those minutes in his leg. I thought the link-up play with Saka was really good. Havertz looked very rusty, but I really can't wait to see Gyökeres. Midfield, Norgard, I thought he had a really ropey start and then kind of grew into the game a bit. And he will have to, get more of an understanding and adapt to the level that he's now at. Zubamendi, some really good moments in there. Some of his little passes that he zips in and, breaks lines and everything else. He's going to be really important to breaking down teams with low blocks, that's for sure. Odegaard, some good moments here and there. But overall, it was just the first game of pre-season. It was very much a first game of pre-season. And you don't really expect much more. But when you look at other teams and how they've started pre-season and the way they played, you kind of look at this and you think, okay, that's not too bad, First game in and we dominated AC Milan and they looked very, very poor. I think we had 23 shots on goal. But again, the issue with us is putting the ball in the back of the net or coming up against goalkeepers that end up having worldies. And today it was the latter. We faced a goalkeeper that had a worldie and saved absolutely everything. But overall, you can't argue with that. You can't moan too much about the performance. It's the first game of pre-season, minutes in the legs for the players. And, the conditions are tough. I've been to Singapore with the roof closed as well. Humidity and everything else, that's tough. So they will benefit from that big time. They will benefit massively. So moving forwards, I think it's all good for, the players and the team and everything. And we can crack on and, go and rest up and get ready for Newcastle in the next game. And that'll be an interesting one because looking at them last time out when I saw them play against Celtic, they looked absolutely abysmal. But Newcastle always seem to have a level against us and be interesting to see whether Isak's going to be involved as well because of everything that's been going on. But it's pre-season. It's a good test. And it'll be another chance to get minutes in the legs for the players. So, a lot of positives, but I would say that one negative is just that left-hand side still. So, let me know in the comment section whether you agree with that. What's your thoughts on that left-hand side, the performances, etc., etc. And of course, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.